So very welcome, Carla, for this series of talks about prenatal education at Ideal Society. Um, we would love to know more about your implication and your involvement in that field of prenatal education, and especially in Brazil, where you've been working for many years in that field, really supporting all the women and couples over there through different activities. Could you talk
Yes.
to us about it?
I've been raised in Brazil, and as a normal teenager, I didn't have any access to the importance of prenatal period. Only when I was already pregnant, I began to study. I read a book from Thomas Verne called The Secret Life of the Unborn Child, and I began to think about the importance of the role of the mother during pregnancy, and I started to work with my baby. Of course, before that, I knew some astrology, so I already knew about the importance of the minute of the birth, and of course, what happens around birth. It was already for me important, but the importance of the pregnancy period wasn't very clear for me. So I began to work with my daughter during the 9 months, and it also changed the way I was supposed to give birth. Because in Brazil we have a lot of medical interventions, and it takes from the women this moment. It takes from the women and from the babies, because they lose more than the women, because they lose the importance of this very early period. So it changed completely his imprints, the baby's imprints. And from now on, it was around 1998. From that time until now, I have been thinking about how can we give to the families, to the parents to be, the importance of this period, this information. It about how to conceive a baby consciously, and also how to gestate and then to give birth, and the breastfeeding, all this primal period, and the power of this period for each life to begin. So I've been working a lot in Brazil to raise consciousness around this subject. It has been a lot of work.
Carla, if you had one advice that you would like to give to parents or parents to be as kind of a summary or a synthesis of this research and this knowledge, what would that be?
Yeah, it should be conscious. Be conscious of what happened to you when you were a baby, because when we give birth and when we gestate, there is also the baby we were with us. So if we don't look at this period, we have the chance to repeat it, and if it was not good, we have another problem, second problem. So the consciousness of what happened to me helps to not repeat the questions, and also to give space to a new dimension on relationship between human beings. Because the first relationship we have in life, it should be with our mother. You just gave birth, so and the importance of this eye contact and all that comes with this contact, the bonding that also is created at that time, and the trust this person will have in life if he or she is welcomed. It will be easier for him to trust in life if the birthplace allows the mother to stay with the baby the time they both need, and to be received with respect and love. So it really changes the way the person will futurely look at life, and it allows him to believe in a better world. And of course, if we believe in a better world, we will construct it, because I believe it's already a reality in some way. So we have a fountain of power during this relatively short period. And if our society pay attention to this, and also the family helps the baby and the society helps the family, so we have a kind of structure. We have a friend, Marcy Axnes, she talks about the infant structure, not infrastructure. So we will have enough infant structure to grow up a new society. So we have to be courageous to open the space in our lives, in our hearts, to embrace, I can say, maybe a new humanity.
Carla, I know you are the founder of the National Association of Prenatal Education in Brazil, and you've been doing different projects on really to promote this prenatal education. Can you talk about what you've been doing in the last few years?
Mm-hmm. We promoted a 3-year formation in São Paulo. It's a big city in Brazil, and the themes were from before conception, how to prepare yourself, what kind of motivation the couple could have to conceive a child, and also clean this motivation, because sometimes there are lots of projections, an expectation they put on the child, and it does not allow the child to blossom in what he or she could bring. So it's more I have to feel my parents' expectation, and I'm not able to be myself. So if we, before conceiving, if we clean the real reasons why have a baby, and we talk about that. So it's preconception model. We work with, until now, we had a formation of 3 years, a module each season, so 12 modules at total, beginning with not preconception. In fact, the first module is around adolescence and sexuality, because this is very poor at schools. It's more about anticonception and avoid sexual diseases. So it's more about that. It's not about love. Mm-hmm. And so we had a module about this subject, how to unite sexuality and spirituality, kind of connection, sacred connection, how to teach this adolescent. And then we had one about preconception, how to prepare yourself to conception. Then another one, conscious conception. One about pregnancy. And another one about embryology. And all these modules I'm saying, we have workshops, living experiences. So it could be arts, module to construct a doll, or modules an embryo in clay, or can be an experience of passing in a tunnel that could be your birth channel. And these things helps each one to really go deep in their own subjective, because sometimes we can give new concepts, but they don't enter if we don't have space to really express the others, to give place to the new concepts. Then we had, after the embryology module, we had about birth. This is more spread, because in Brazil we have already people who are talking a lot about the importance of giving the birth back to the woman. And of course this is so important, but we didn't put too much emphasis on the birth because there are already other people doing that. So we are more attuned to change women's consciousness, so they can look for a new professional to help on birth, for a new way to give birth. It's before, yes, it's not in the doctor's clinic. Okay, I want to have a natural birth. No, you cannot. We can see, but your body is not, very built for this task. You should have the right. You should have some lucky, kind of that they say. And normally it ends as a cesarean if the woman goes without information to this kind of doctor. That's the majority, at least in my country. So if we arrive earlier in their lives, they will look for another kind of professional. And we talk, of course, I talk a lot about birth during all the modules, but it's not a focus on birth. And then we have about the work of the professionals, each role, because of this, I can say, challenge in Brazil. We have kind of professionals arising that are the doulas, and we have some midwives coming. So we have to talk about all the roles and which one, the importance of each profession and the scenario of giving birth. And then we had another one about breastfeeding, and this is very, very beautiful because this subject is totally connected to the trust in life. The people who have been breastfed, they can really trust more in life, because the breast produces exactly what the baby needs, and can be different from which time, from which breastfeeding to the other. So it's like how the word knows what I need, but in fact he knows. So I can trust in it totally. It's totally different from the formula, because the formula is always the same, and the children has to adapt their necessities, or maybe put something down because they don't receive the proper nutrition for that. So this subject is very interesting and beautiful, and it's totally connected with the spirituality. And we also have one about how to deal with the baby when it's postpartum, when you arrive at home, how to present your house to the baby, how to receive this baby into the new family, because it's a totally different way of living. Normally there was only 2, now 3, or maybe 3 and now 4. Anyway, it changes totally the dynamic of the family. So how to respect this new being, into the family, distributed new roles. So we talk a lot about that, and also some easy ways to take care of, treat something that is not very good, just by consciousness, just by understanding. We talk about also about how to the 3 first years of life. In Brazil, it's very normal to put in a daycare kids around 4 months. And I think in the United States it's less than that if the woman has to return to work. Because there we have a 4-month license, maternity license, sometimes 6, but normally it's 4. And some women put the baby with 3 just to getting used to that, you know. So we talk a lot about if you want to have a baby and you cannot stop working, how it should be, because otherwise it will be a problem when it comes. So how the societies should also embrace this new human being. So at the end of these 12 modules, we have conclusion work that people do with their own ideas about what they saw during the 11 modules. So we have the 12th module. It's only to present, each other can present, one can present to each other's their own work, how they will use it into their lives. So we demanded it to be very practical, not just an article or something you put on a wall. It's like how can you contribute with your own life to improve this knowledge, even in schools or your own community or book or internet. So we had all sorts of projects, very beautiful. And that's it. Now we are putting a little bit smaller to fit in a university module format, university format. And we are in contact with an university in Brazil. In fact, 2 different cities, Juiz de Fora and Brasília, that wants ANEP, our partnership with ANEP Brasil to bring this knowledge into universities. So we have to shrink a little bit in a small period, because 3 years is too long for a university, but maybe 1 weekend per month, that should fit. So we are working on that now.